Hi and welcome to this edition of Out the Box. My name's Paul. Today we're going to have a look at what is in this brown box. This is the Ubiquiti USW-WAN. There are two models of this. There's the RJ45 model and the SFP Plus model. Both do 10 gigabits a second. We're going to be looking at the SFP Plus model, but otherwise the features are exactly the same. So what are you going to get in the box? Well, you're going to get two power cords because it's a dual power device. We're here in Australia, so we've got our power connector mains on this side. We've got our IEC on this side. You're going to get two of those. You're going to get your little get started guide, which you might not even take out of the packet, is my guess. You're going to get a packet of screws, rack nuts and rack screws, as well as some little plastic feet if you're going to maybe desk mount this. It is rack mountable, so you're going to get two rack ears on the side of the unit. You can see the holes. The screws are in there. And allow you to just screw that plate, probably a little bit out of focus, but screw the plate onto there as needed. And then you're going to get the device itself. So like I said, there's two models. We're looking at the one with the SFP Plus transceivers. These would be RJ45 10 gigabit Ethernet ports on the other model. So over on this side here, we've just got our status indicator light. We don't have any LCD screen like we have on many of the other units. This is just a unit. What's the idea? The idea is to be able to connect one or multiple internet service providers to two OS consoles or two Ubiquiti routers in failover called shadow mode. So maybe we've got two EFGs or two UDM Pros running in shadow mode. We need to be able to share the internet connection with them, and maybe we don't want to use a switch. We want to use some of the features that this gives us. So we're going to have our internet service provision come in on here. You could have multiple off to this side if maybe you had a switch first, but this is our main feed into the device. Then we've got our primary unit and our shadow unit connected here. Obviously, you're going to need transceivers, DAC cables, SFP10 cables if you want those, or relevant transceivers to how you're actually going to set that up. And especially on this side, this needs to be able to really match what your internet service provider gives you. So obviously you're going to have indicators to whether those are lit or not and connected. Same with this port here. And you're going to get your reset hole over there. We've looked at the side where the rack ears will mount onto the device like that. As you can see, it's a really, really thin device. It is in aluminium there as well. Then on the back, what do we have? Very simple. We've got a 1 gig Ethernet port over here for management because we run out of ports otherwise. So that will allow us to get access if we need to on this side of the device. But obviously this is adopted into your controllers as well. Then over on this side, we get our two power inputs. Depending on the region you're in, to what cables are available, you may get one of the Ubiquiti cables, or you may be using one of their extended cables. They've got a locking hole in the side. If you do, when that's pushed in, that locks into place so the cable doesn't actually come out. But you get two of those because it's redundant. I would suggest that if you're putting this in a rack, two separate power inputs, not from the same power socket, separate. Make use of that failover. Alternative ones maybe come from a UPS and one's coming from your mains outlet. But hopefully that gives you an idea of what you get in the box with this device. Head on over to our YouTube channel. Plenty more box openings on network, firewall and wireless devices, as well as camera security there as well. Plenty of how-to guides, how to set it up, for instance, this USW-WAN there as well. So why don't you head on over, subscribe and stay up to date.